to the sky. Never let adventures pass you by. Be free and follow your crazy dreams. We're living our vision in the RV. Come ride with us and you'll be free. So you live in the dream. You should see it through someone else's side.
Saturday's finally here.
Yay, oh my gosh.
And we decided to go ahead and get one night over here at the KOA, South Padre. We were in this area about 4 years ago, and we stayed here. Or we didn't stay here, we came here.
Yeah, we drove through and checked it out, but we never did actually stay here. But
no, lots changed. But that's not what this video is about.
Right.
This is the 2024 Mercedes Sprinter 3500, the 2025 Grech Strada-ion all-wheel drive, not 4x4, all-wheel drive. We got the tour model, and then you got the
lounge.
The lounge. This is the tour model.
Same model.
Same model, but there's a lot of updates, a lot of changes on this one that we're really liking. First of all, the all-wheel drive. I think we both agree on this. The ride is a lot better with the all-wheel drive. A lot more sturdy.
Beefy.
A lot more stable ride. Now, we've had this for what? About, Mercedes thinks I'm talking to her.
1 week.
Yeah, just
1 week today.
Actually 1 week. So we haven't taken this on any long trips yet. Just around town a little bit. So our drive over here to South Padre today was the first time that we could actually get it out on the highway and see what it did for fuel economy, and it was like 18.2 miles per gallon on the way over here. So we haven't really tested it enough to know what it gets for fuel economy in comparison, but we've heard that it gets pretty much the same as the two-wheel drive version, because it is really two-wheel drive until it needs that all-wheel drive, the four-wheel, and then that kicks in. We'll do more testing on that and let everybody know. Now, to get everybody up to speed here on, for anybody that's new, don't know who we are, I think maybe we should tell them.
Brian and Michelle.
Yes. So we've been living full-time in an RV for a little over 6 years now. So we started out in a Class A. 2009 Newmar Ventana for 2 years.
And then we sold that in our car and bought a 33 Classic Airstream and pulled it with a Ford truck and had that for a year.
That was an F-250 and it was a 2018 Airstream Classic 33 FB.
Right. And then we met Grech RV, basically.
Yeah, we were throwing around the idea of trying to downsize even more, because when we went from the Class A to the Airstream, it really helped alleviate some stress. So we were going to these RV shows and I kept toying around with the idea of a van, and she kept saying no way. And then one year we were at the Hershey RV show. That was the first time that we were introduced to the Grech Class B vans, and we were really impressed. One of our viewers at the time worked for Grech RV, and we got talking. We asked them what was required, and they said nothing, just keep doing what you're doing. That's exactly what they said. So that showed us that they were really confident in their product.
So we've been with Grech RV for going on 3 years now.
We've had 5 different vans, I think.
This is the 5th one, right?
This is the 5th, yeah.
We've just switched out every, I don't know,
anywhere from 6 months to a year.
Yeah, the last one we had actually about a year. When we get the newer model, then we just like to tell everybody what the improvements are, what they've made, what they've changed, and
if
so that's what we're doing.
Any issues we have, we try to let everybody know about that too. We've been very impressed. We've hardly had any issues in the last 3 years.
Through 4 vans, because this is the 5th one.
Yeah, so this has really helped us in with our travels, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows, right, Michelle?
Right. Well, that's RV life.
Well, I'm talking about the small space with the bathroom.
Right.
But we've learned to, which I don't have any problem taking showers in here, but we've learned
But you're a man.
Yeah. We've learned to use the campgrounds, showers, and truck stops every once in a while. When we're traveling long distance and we pull over to stay the night, just to get up the next day, you know, and work and travel more, we usually use a truck stop that way. And it saves us some money, not staying in a campground or a resort. But I think now, after we've burned up half this video, probably we're ready to talk more about this van. So we've talked about the all-wheel drive. We really love that. This still has the 4-cylinder, which gets the better fuel economy and more horsepower and more torque than the 6-cylinder did.
Those regulars that watch us every single week, maybe you've noticed this is a different color of upholstery. It's not like the white color or off-white or whatever it is.
That's one thing you gotta, if you're looking at RVs, quality is something, you know, and yeah, you gotta pay for it. But if you want comfort, go to an RV show sometime and go sit in those RVs that you're thinking about. Go lay down on the bed, and you're gonna notice, especially if you sleep on that one night compared to another one, you're gonna notice a huge difference in the quality. It's so very, very soft. But this color is not something they normally put with the white cabinets, but it is something that you can get if you'd like. We asked for it specifically from Grech. They always ask us what we want. We asked for it so that we could just kind of showcase the color and the light cabinets. Yeah. This actually looks really good with the dark cabinets, and it is kind of neat with that two-tone effect too. But the only other thing up here is the rear view mirror. The rear view mirror now is the rear camera. And you can switch it to have the mirror back and forth, so you can have the rear camera on the mirror. So before, they used to have where you turn the turning signals on and you're going to turn, the rear view camera would come up on the screen up here,
on the display.
Which was kind of a pain, because if we had the GPS going on our phone, the GPS would go blank.
Right.
So if we're in a busy city and we're going through, you know, all these off ramps and everything and trying to see, you know, which turn is it, and we're coming up fast, and we turn our signal on and we're trying to make sure like 2 turns are going, and you're wondering if it's this one or this one, and the screen would go blank because of the turn signal on. Well, if you turn the turn signal off, it takes a while for that screen to come back on with your GPS, and by that time it's too late. Well, now with the new way they have it in the rear camera up on the rear view mirror, it doesn't do that anymore. The GPS stays on the screen
when you turn your turning signal, because they
on.
Don't have the cameras in the side mirrors anymore.
Which we never did use that camera for when we're turning. We didn't find it very helpful anyway, so that's...
I mean, yeah, you still have your mirrors,
right, you have your mirrors, and that's the natural thing to do, is to look in your mirrors, and it feels a little more safe to look in your mirrors than it does on the screen.
But love the rear view camera up here in this mirror. I mean, it's like, it's clear as day, and plus you can angle it, right, up and down, and...
kind of put it wherever you want it. That's a big improvement.
That was a big plus, like that. I think that's it as far as right up here, except for...
But, oh yeah, how could my head forget? They put the shelf up here, and at first I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. I've hit my head on there 9 times, but it
and
sure
that was
has...
the first day.
But it sure has given Michelle something to laugh about.
Oh my gosh, because I'm just short enough, it doesn't affect me. I was about ready to say, you know, we're going to have to like put a helmet on you or something, but obviously, after the 9th time, I think he's gotten used to it.
No, it was 10.
Okay, well, after that one.
Literally.
No. But we love the extra storage.
Yes.
That is awesome.
It's coming in very handy. And it's funny because I'm so used to getting up and down, you know, after almost, 3 years, I'm used to not worrying about this. So it took a little bit of time, and now I've noticed that the memory recall is there, and I'm ducking as I come in, and hit your head enough times, you'll start to remember.
One of the changes is in the closet. We noticed at the bottom where we normally put our laundry bag, I couldn't fit it all the way in, and I looked in there, and there's now like a wall. Yeah,
they built it out a little bit. Yeah. What they had done is they put a vent up here from the Timberline heater in the back, so they brought, the vents all the way up through the side here, and so in order to do that down there, they had to put a wall down at the bottom there and bring the vents out to the side. So we had to come up with another idea where to put our dirty clothes. You probably remember, or some of you remember, we used to have this table.
Like a 4-drawer little plastic kind of storage table.
Yeah, we got from Target, and we were utilizing that to put a lot of stuff in, which was nice, and we put it behind the driver's seat. That didn't fit as good, so there was some kind of an adjustment that they made that made it a little tighter. Well, especially with this extra storage up here, a lot of stuff we were able to put up here. And then we decided to get a clothes hamper and put behind the seat and get rid of that table shelf plastic thing that we kept stuff in, and it solved our problems. And now I think,
like it a lot better.
Yeah, we like the whole setup a lot better. We love having the hamper here and the storage, of course. So,
and of course the smaller shelf at the bottom, we still found some things to put down there.
Yeah, we did. So we still utilized the space that there was down there, so it didn't go, it wasn't a waste. But yeah, we do. We like this set up better than what we had before. At first we were like, oh no, now what are we going to do? But we figured it out. And plus the hamper actually matches our baskets that we got up here. So we got it at Target. They form nicely when you're putting them in
we use
certain spots. So this basket actually matches those. So it's kind of it worked out, that's for sure. Well, speaking of the cabinets.
Right. The next improvement. Well, actually, there was a few different changes with the cabinets, but I'll start with one thing. They now have soft close. What do you call
doors and drawers?
Yeah, I didn't know if it was actually called something fancy.
No.
Just soft close doors and drawers.
Yes.
And
you wouldn't think that would be such a big deal, because I'll be honest with you, when AJ from Grech was telling us about this, I thought, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But didn't think it was going to make such a big difference. But here's why it did. Because the latches and everything that were on the other ones, and that includes the doors also. Like when I'd get up in the mornings before Michelle did, and I didn't want to wake her, and I had to get something out of the cabinet. First of all, these things would make a big click sound when you opened it, and I'd have to try to open it really slow, but it would still make that click. And then you'd try to shut it, and you'd have to click it again. Well, these, you leave the handles out when you're camped somewhere, and you don't push them in. They do not latch. They just soft close, and they stay shut, and that's it, and you don't hear nothing.
yeah.
And it's nice, and you leave all the handles out until you're getting ready to leave, and then right before you leave, you go around and you just push them all, and that locks them. So this here, when you push this button, you can see that comes out. And another nice thing about that, these locks, the little thing that comes out to lock, it's a tongue, you can call it a tongue. It's a little longer, it grabs better. So the other ones, they had a shorter tongue. And sometimes when we were driving, one of the doors would like pop open. Didn't happen, a lot, but, and I'm not even sure if we always forget about that. So I'm not even sure if we ever mentioned that before, but so that's a big plus. We love that. These drawers, same thing.
Soft close. So we are loving that feature now, for sure.
Yes.
At first we were like, okay, yeah, great. But now we're like, oh yeah, we really like it. The other change with the cabinets are the cabinets were split with a smaller cabinet and then a little bit larger cabinet, and then a larger cabinet, and then
that was split back there too.
And a small cabinet. Well, they did away with the separation, basically, and made it one big cabinet here, and then the same with back here. Yeah,
and it helps give you a little bit more room in there without that, it's just a 3/4 inch piece of wood that goes through there that separated it, but, or whatever the size was, but you get the point. It enables you to make more use of that space. So, yeah, we really like that.
They have the option now for the lighter countertop. We really like that. The black is very pretty, but we're liking the lighter top better. It doesn't show fingerprints or scratches as much. And I don't know. I really like it. I think it blends very well with the cabinetry, the light cabinetry and everything. So.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's really pretty.
Yeah.
Really, really pretty. And then they have a new cooktop here. It's a different model. It operates the same way as the other one did, but it's just a different, kind of a different design, different model. So it really works the same way as the other one. I don't know if they had issues with the other one. We never did have any problems with it. So it's just, I guess, the updated model, I guess.
Yeah. They added an extra plug-in over here. They did just have the one here previously, but now we've got 2 options. We like that.
Yeah, that's nice, because there's been many times that we wished we had another one there. I do a lot of my battery charging here, so I'll have these 2 plugs used up and the one down here on the side of the countertop. And sometimes, like if you want to use the hair dryer or curling iron or something else, we can plug it in there now and use that, so, or whatever else. The refrigerator is the same. It's the same one that we've had probably 3 different models, and it's our favorite refrigerator.
We like this one.
And yeah, we like it. For a smaller refrigerator, it's plenty of space for us.
Right.
And it's the one model that gives you the most space in the freezer as well. So that's, I don't even know what model this or make this is, to tell you the truth. Now this does still have the same air conditioner, so the Grech that I think the last 3 models had, and it's very quiet, so we're not going to talk about that any. But what I am going to do, because we're hot, we're going to give you an example of how loud it is. And keep in mind that the microphone is a directional microphone, so it's pointing directly at that. So it's actually going to pick up the sound from that air conditioner a little more so. Like if our voices are pointing this way, it's going to pick that up before we turn and talk to you. Alright, so I kicked it on. That's the fan. Now it's louder right at first with that fan. And then the compressor kicks in, and then it also depends on how high you have it set. Because if it has to kick on high, then it's going to be the fan noise is going to be a little louder. Like that, it just kicked up higher.
Same Vizio TV, but they did add Apple TV.
I did notice that the soundbar is a different model soundbar too.
And it sounds nice.
Yeah, and so they got rid of the DVD player, and what that did is that, because hardly anybody uses a DVD player anymore, and that's what they found, so they took that out. Gives a little bit more space up above, and also it frees up a HDMI port on the back of these TVs. Now this size of a TV is extremely hard to find anymore. You used to be able to find that size everywhere, so they don't have a lot of choices in what kind of a TV to put here, believe it or not. So that freed up an extra HDMI on the back of it. Before, we had to, if we wanted to utilize the soundbar or Michelle's laptop,
because my computer
we had to switch it back and forth. And so we just gave up on the soundbar, and we always just use the sound on the TV only. And so now we have the soundbar all the time, and with our computer hooked up, and our Fire TV as well. Now they have the Apple TV up here, but we're already using the Fire TV, so we're not utilizing the Apple TV, but that was a nice touch to include that.
Right. And without the DVD player up there anymore, it adds just a little bit more storage if you want to add some more things up over there.
Now remember, this is just an update. This isn't a total van tour, basically, because we've already did many tours of this same van. This is just about the updates. If you want to see more of a full tour, you can go to our first video about these vans, and that gives you a complete tour.
Right.
But keep in mind, there's updates ever since that.
Right.
So
every van has something new.
Right. But everything's pretty much stayed the same except for the updates each time that we've did an update video.
Same length. Some people ask, is it longer, is it shorter?
Yeah, this one's the same length. Now they do have the Turismo and the Torino. Right. Those are different models that are different lengths as well. And you know, if you want to find out more about those, it's best just to go to the GrechRV.com. And now keep in mind those prices, the MSRPs on their website, that's just the MSRP. Each dealership, you know, they make their own price. So you're going to find, you know, these prices different when you go to a dealership. Did notice a sensor for the thermostat, they placed it. It was behind the TV, which you think you would get heat from the TV there, but they did place it over there. I think that's what that is. You probably noticed that we have the seats down in here. This is just how we have this set up. We don't put this bench up hardly ever. We're usually going to somebody else's place. But we leave it like this because this is our bed. And of course, as we've mentioned before, these ottomans are powered also, and they come together, and this makes like a king-size bed if you want. But we found it better for us to leave this space open so that when we're getting out of bed, you know, in the middle of the night, whatever, we can just get right up, and it gives us the twin beds, and if we want to hug, we can still angle and hug. But it is very soft, and I tell you, if we couldn't sleep very good in here, we wouldn't still be in the van, because sleep is very important. I have problems enough trying to sleep. So we just leave it like this, and then we leave this table here basically because Michelle uses it for work, and then we use it for a table to eat at, and then we put it back here, and we lean these up and use it as a chase for watching TV a lot of times, and set our drink here. There are drink holders down here, but you can't utilize them on the bed, you know, when this is all the way down. So it comes in handy. We just, instead of taking this in and out, we leave that. I know we've mentioned that many times before, but we thought I'd just add that in there for the new people right now.
We have always liked white vehicles and the white Grech van, so we're back to white. But it is a little bit more different this time because of the black wheels and that it's jacked up due to the all-wheel drive.
Jacked up? What's it drinking?
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Just a little bit higher, but it's still very sharp, as you can tell.
One other thing that we forgot to mention when we were inside is, I don't think we mentioned it, that it doesn't have an antenna on top of the roof anymore. Since they decided to do away with the antenna because a lot of people stream, and that's another reason why they added the Apple TV, so that people can utilize that to stream. Now the TV also has, it's a smart TV, so you can also use it to stream as well. The TV itself, you can connect to the network, to your Wi-Fi, and use the apps on it to stream also. Another great update on this model is on the roof there's a bracket for a Starlink high performance panel, so it's prepped and ready to go for Starlink. Now with the bay here, one of my favorite things is they put a smart plug in. So before, the power cord that you had to put in, you know, you have your 30 amp plug, and one of the plugs has the kind of the L-shaped prong on it, so you always got to match that up and put it in. And the thing with those kind of plugs, when they move, sometimes they will create a short, and sometimes that's what causes plugs to burn up. We haven't had that happen, but it does happen. But also, those type of plugs, the one thing that I didn't like is that the plastic screw on, that you screwed on to, you know, you'd plug it in and then you'd screw the attachment that holds it on there so it doesn't just pull off. That was very easily cross-threaded. I mean, you had to every time you put it on, you had to go backwards a little bit and try to get it on just right. Otherwise, it would cross-thread. And it was really easy to do. And so it took a little more time, you know, to be a little finicky with it. But now they put a smart plug on there, which is super nice. This is the smart plug here. And the nice thing is you just push it right in and it snaps in. And to take it out, you just press both of these and it pulls right off. And it's really nice. It's so simple, and it locks in tight. So again, you just push in and it snaps. You can hear it snap and you know it's in. And then the lid comes down over. And the nice thing about this one, some of their older models didn't have this. It has a light that lights up. Tells you what, if there's a fault, basically. A solid blue, then you know you're okay. If it's a red blue, you know, it tells you different things to look for. But I know some people in the past have asked us, you know, don't you use a surge protector? Because they've noticed that we plug directly into the pedestal. The Grech Strada-ions, they come with a surge protector built in. One of the top models that Southwire makes. And it doesn't just protect from surge, it protects from low voltage and reverse polarity, all that stuff. So it's very good, and we've never, in 3 years, we've never had an issue. And we have been plugged in to bad power before, and it worked, and it didn't ruin any of the appliances, and even the surge protector itself never did fail on us. We never have had it fail on us. And I think we've been to probably about 3 to 5 parks that had bad power. You know, not a lot, but they are out there. And one other thing about this power cord from the smart plug is it's extremely flexible, and it's really nice, especially when the cold weather. I know a lot of you know 30 amps a lot nicer because it's a thinner cord and it's not so bulky to carry around. But this is extremely flexible. You usually can't flex most cords that way. So that's really nice, and when it gets cold outside, it doesn't get as stiff like your normal cords do. Another thing that I've noticed is just a small thing. The older switches that were on the Strada-ion, they didn't seem as high as quality as these. I've noticed that these are really smooth. They seem like they're built better. Yeah, those little things like that, that's something that does matter to me. Oh, and one other thing about that smart plug. It is IP56 rated. What is that? Well, let me tell you. That basically just means that it's waterproof. You can hold a high pressure water hose right up to that plug, and no water will get into it. So there you go. Fun fact, IP56.
We are loving all the changes to this newer all-wheel drive model. So
right, and keep in mind we're new to it. Sorry, were you gonna say something else?
No.
Oh. We are new to this, so there might be things that we notice. And in fact, I'm sure there will be, because that happened with the other models. What we've noticed something little here and there as we got used to it. So I think, what time is it, honey?
it's time to call it a day.
And go eat some pie.
That's what we do. We travel and we eat.
So you live in the dream. You should see it through someone else's side. Another cipher to break, while the grass grows underneath my feet.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click that little bell, and hit that thumbs up. See you next week.